So now that we've talked about the air conditioning, I remember I was doing a publishing deal, a small publishing deal, 5,000 square feet. And the leasing agent was saying, I'm only going to give you 3 to 4 watts because I was always taught you need about 6 watts. So why don't you just explain that, because it's important for the tenant to know how many watts does he or she need when they're leasing space.
All right, it's a great question, and it's a little complicated, it's a little technical, but it's really, really important. And this is where very often, I would say the brokers understand it, but I would say the attorneys don't really get it. And this is where you need an engineer to get in and really help you out. In the old days, you're right, it was 5 to 6 watts per square foot. And
wasn't it per usable?
So again, some leases would specify, some wouldn't. The ideal situation would have been 6 watts per rentable square foot, which is, as you know, 30% more footage. And also, you would want it on demand rather than connected. Some landlords were wise guys, and they would try to give you the power in the lease based on connected load. And as you know, when you plug something in, it doesn't always use all the power that it's rated for. But the landlords would go around and they would reevaluate after you move in, and they would add up all the nameplate data, and then they would say you exceeded the connected load that we allowed you, even though you weren't using that power. So the new leases now pretty much are all written, and the landlords pretty much have resigned themselves to giving the power based on demand for the most part. And if it doesn't say demand, you need an engineer or an attorney to help you get it. But then the question is, how many watts per square foot? As I mentioned earlier on the air conditioning, the same has happened on the power. Where it used to be 6 watts a square foot, 5 to 6, we're down to like 3.5 to 4 watts a square foot demand these days. I still think we should be asking for 5 to 6 watts when we go to market, because you may need supplemental air conditioning or you may have special appliances, but don't expect to actually use a demand of anything over 4 watts a square foot these days. And don't walk away from a deal if the landlord is standing firm on say 4 rather than 6. That's where you need your engineer to really take a look at it and help make things happen.